Welcome to Find It in Fergus Falls. I'm Lisa Workman with the Fergus Falls Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, I want to thank everyone who went online for Showcase Fergus Falls. We gave away over $4,000 in prizes, and we had more than 15,000 visits to our online trade show and job fair. Now, if you didn't get out to our website at fergusfalls.com during Showcase, you can still go online and learn about the many great businesses that are in our community, a lot of great nonprofit organizations, and loads of jobs. So whether you are recently retired or if you're looking for a way to fill that gap that inflation has caused in your budget, there are full-time, part-time, even volunteer opportunities available on our website under fergusfalls.com, and then you go to the job postings link at the top. Well, again, congratulations to everyone that participated in Showcase, and congratulations to the many, many prize winners who won some great things from our community. Speaking about great things from our community, we have got a couple of fantastic guests lined up for you today. Grant Davenport with Davenport Insurance is going to be here and give us some tips on what to pay attention to when it comes to insurance, especially this springtime. And after that, Mindy Fuder with the 544 Education Foundation will be joining us to give you kind of some preview of what's going to be happening during the all-school reunion coming up on June 10th and 11th. Stay tuned, we've got a great show.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back to Find It in Fergus Falls. Grant Davenport is joining me today with Davenport Insurance. And Grant, you're just coming up on your 5-year anniversary in business.
Yes, we're excited. That's going to come up here in about a month. So.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah. And you know, the world of insurance, I'm sure, changes
absolutely
from day to day, and you know, to have your own business for 5 years, that's outstanding. So
yes, very exciting. We're very happy with what we've done and are continuing to do. But yes, it is an ever-changing field. Things always coming up, and trying to stay on top of that for ourselves, but also our clients.
Right.
Just important to be proactive with things and be as prepared as we can.
I think that's kind of what it is insurance is, you know, follow the Boy Scout model or being prepared and looking forward and things like that. And, you know, as folks look to be prepared, I know one of the things that a lot of people have been maybe challenged with in the last year or so has been, if they're doing building projects, the cost
Absolutely.
of building materials and the scarcity of some of those things have driven costs up. If folks have properties already, are there things that they need to be aware of when it comes to, you know, let's say maybe you have a garage fire and now all of a sudden it costs, you know, $110,000 to replace that garage versus, you know, when you built it 10 years ago and it was $12,000.
Yeah, we are definitely seeing that really across the board with any structures, personal, commercial, just that replacement cost valuation changing.
Right.
Definitely something that as we're doing reviews with people, we are stressing, and for the most part finding an underinsured level, just needed to bump that up. Of no fault of anybody's, other than just things are changing for material costs, supply shortages, inflations. Most policies do have some protections in there to a point, but we've found it's just not been enough to truly keep pace with where things are at. So again, in making sure that we have enough, there's certain reports that we can run on those labor costs, material costs, just to get those valuations up to par. And again, if something happens, make sure we get you repaired, rebuilt to the same like kind of quality. Yes.
Yep, bring you whole again. And that's something, as you mentioned too, that as you know, one of the recommendations, you know, I've heard you say over and over again, you said, is to make sure you do an annual review.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whether it's with Grant or whether it's with someone else, but make sure it's, you review what your policies cover.
Yep, life changes, things happen.
People buy and sell things.
Yes, take that 20 minutes, half an hour, go through your policies and make sure nothing's been missed, skipped, added, changed throughout the course of the year. To take that time and know that, moving forward, if something happens, we've done our due diligence to be prepared as possible for this. In the event something happens, you're going to be in a much better position. And again, working with that insurance professional, again, we'd love to sit down and do that with you, but whoever you may be working with, let them go through that and make sure that you're in a good spot. If there's any changes, coverage-wise, carrier-wise, a lot of options out there.
And that you bring up a good point. The best thing, I think many of us, myself at least, if I think about looking through, the pages and pages of insurance policies, it's a little daunting,
Yes.
It's a little scary, and I kind of not sure what I'm looking at.
Yep.
That is really the beauty of working with an agent versus going online. Do you want to trust everything to go on a click buy?
Yeah, it is amazing what you can do online, but again, at that point of need, when something occurs, you want to have that point of reference, somebody you can bring your questions, concerns to. It is, I do believe, a great reference to work with somebody. The field of insurance, like so many things, has become very specialized, and if you're not working with it every single day,
like you are,
yes, it's something where we can pick out those specific details and just make sure that your points of emphasis are correct.
Sure.
And the coverages line up with your particular risks.
Right, and as you said too, just reviewing what you own, what you have covered, the limits of those things, whether you've bought and sold vehicles or toys or whatever it is. Maybe you have more people, less people, covered on your as far as family policies, life insurance, that type of thing. Setting up that annual review. Now is a perfect time. Tax season is wrapping up.
Yes.
Now let's step into the next mode since we're still waiting for spring to get here, and let's do some insurance coverages.
Yeah. No, again, setting up that review to go through things maybe before the full hustle and bustle of summertime here. Get that ready as we start taking out our boats and jet skis. Things like that we're ready to make sure are covered. Maybe it's your seasonal cabins, getting that ready, the docks and boat lifts. So a lot of moving parts coming up in the seasonal changes here. But again, just making sure that we don't have a risk that's not covered appropriately as we have those transitions.
Well, and you bring up a good point too, with spring eventually is going to get here, and we will bring those summer toys out, whether it's a camper or whatnot. I would imagine now is a good time to make sure that you've got the proper coverage on those things.
Yep. Yeah, I know a lot of times over the winter months too, people are trading things off, getting new. Again, just making sure there again with some of the markets that we're dealing with in setting the appropriate values on some of these boats and things like that, where they're actually appreciating in some factors of just making sure we have enough coverage there if something does happen to them. Again, it is an ever-changing market that we're in with this, and so again, if there's a loss, whether it's from our end or from an insured's end, we want to just make sure that there's enough coverage there. And the one comment I will share with that too is there does have to be an understanding that if we're increasing coverages,
it's going to cost
unfortunately there is a price change with that too, and it's not that we're trying to push for more premiums and money, but we just don't want something bad to happen, and to increase that coverage again, there is some cost to that, but it is all for the better.
Well, and I think that's one thing that sometimes we forget about, is that as you need more coverage on, whether it's a structure or a vehicle or whatever it is that you have covered, that means the value of that has increased.
Yes.
So your value of your property or your value of your cabin or your boat or your car or whatever has increased. So thereby, would need additional coverage.
Yep.
As we think about too this time of year, people are anxious to get boats and things out, but there's also a number of seasonal businesses that will be ramping up. Hopefully we'll get to put those plows away pretty soon.
Yes.
But you do a fair amount of small business coverage too.
Yep, we do get a lot of inquiries about kind of startup businesses, maybe somebody looking to get a secondary job going, some things along those lines. But really the important thing is if you have any sort of business venture, commercial venture, make sure you're getting those commercial liabilities in place.
Sure.
Maybe you have a vehicle that you're out dropping things off with, or carrying, pulling trailers with, getting the business coverages or commercial coverages on the vehicles, trailers, equipments. It is something that I think there's a lot of moving parts with starting up businesses and getting things ready, but again, not a piece that you want to miss or skip. One thing that I think comes into play a lot too is when you're out getting bids or getting set up for businesses, a lot of times you need to provide proof of insurance to get those contracts and be out there, and that's something that we absolutely help with, is getting those certificates of insurance out timely, quickly, so you can focus on your job at hand, and we can take care of kind of that back end piece of providing that insurance to your clients, showing you're ready to help them out.
Really proves that those businesses, as we mentioned, you're celebrating 5 years. We also, as the chamber, will help celebrate new businesses with ribbon cuttings. Is important, or if not more so important than the actual ribbon cutting and getting your logo and your business name, you need to be insured for your business, as well as for the protection of your clients and whatnot too. So this time of year too, it's people are getting new vehicles, they're changing things, again, you said making sure the review, and we've talked a little bit more about property insurance and automobile insurance, but you also cover life insurance too.
Absolutely, yes.
Good time to look at that as well.
It can be a subject that isn't always the most comfortable to talk about, but it is a necessary conversation, because in the event of something tragic happening, there are so many factors that are affected with this, from your personal life to your business at hand. Making sure that you're protecting really those around you is the purpose of life insurance, and helping those transitions of generational businesses, farms, just again making sure that your family is okay financially if you're not there to be with them. And it's again a conversation that really should be had. There's a variety of life insurance plans out there, and there's even been a transition in this world too, where some of the traditional methods of life insurance, of having to do all the paramed appointments and health histories, some of that has started to go away to more of a streamlined, fast approach, where you can actually get a quote and coverage in as little as 15 minutes for a life insurance.
With a real agent?
With a real agent. It's in force, paid, good to go, and you don't have to do all the poking and proddings and things like that people have stated that is a deterrent to getting that life insurance. So it is very important to, again, look at that piece, and there are, again, some new avenues to potentially look at if it's something that you've maybe been pushing off or not wanting to dive into too deep. There's, again, less invasive, quicker ways to get that in place, and just know that you're protected moving forward.
Right, and like you said too, it's really about, as parents, we're providers for our families, that type of thing, that you are, for life insurance, helping to provide in the event that you are not on this earth anymore. And as an agent, you've really been able to give people some peace of mind in a very very difficult situation.
Yes, it's, again, not an easy situation, but to have that financial security available, and know that your loved ones and families and businesses are okay in that front, does bring peace of mind to people, knowing that that's there. And it is, again, not something that we necessarily want to think about, but it is something that should be prepared and looked at.
Right, and definitely that where you can come in as the agent and really give folks, they're very worried and concerned. If you're able to present them with a check, following an event, that you can really take some of that worry off for them down the road.
Yes, yeah, no, it is for our angle to be able to share that at that moment. It is nice to know that we were able to help in that event, that the insurance did what it was supposed to, and at least be somewhat of a comforting factor in that moment.
Right. Well, really, that's what you are there for. Is insurance is there. You're there to take care of people. That's what it's all about.
We are there for.
You're not selling policies. You're there to take care of people.
Yes. It is a matter of, everybody has a different need in their insurance portfolio and criteria, and we're here to help fill that need. Making sure that, again, moving forward, really all aspects are taken care of. And that is something too with our office in particular, is we do offer really all these lines of coverage, from life insurance, health insurance, home, auto, commercial, farm, just being able to kind of essentially be that one-stop shop of insurance needs. We're able to work with a variety of carriers, take some of the hassle of potentially shopping stuff out. We're able to do all of that in just one location, in all those different lines, and just, again, be that insurance professional in that realm for anything that would come up.
Yep. And if folks want to stop at that one location, we should tell them where you're located and how to get in touch with you.
Yep, we're located at 114 East Washington Avenue here in Fergus Falls. Stop by, visit with myself or Maddie. We're there Monday through Friday. You can give us a call at 218-736-5697. You can also find us online at davenportinsurancemn.com. Variety of ways, again, to get in touch with us, and we'd be happy to sit down and visit with you and just kind of see how we might be able to help out.
Fantastic. Well, again, congratulations on 5 years of owning your own business, and look forward to much more success for you and your team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Grant. We'll be back after a little break.
Doubles every 2 minutes. How long?
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Okay. You're gonna go together?
That's what we means.
Okay. Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone. Stay on the sidewalk. Watch for cars. Don't talk to strangers.
Another virus was blocked? What are you doing?
Are you listening to me? All right? Because when it comes to safety, nobody knows safety better than me. Be careful out there.
Are you doing an online quiz?
Yeah. This one's gonna tell me my IQ, which I've always wanted to know, because it's a mystery.
I'm guessing it's very low because all these quizzes are for is to get your passwords for everything.
Oh, is that right?
How do you not know that?
How do you know that?
How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am?
Because that's a long time, 11 years, to remember stuff.
All right, well, we're gonna go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though. Doubles every 2 minutes. How long?
Welcome back to Find It in Fergus Falls. Mindy Fuder, the grand poobah of all the otters. I don't know, what do they call the lead otter?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just go with executive director.
Executive director of the 544 Education Foundation.
That's correct.
It's a big year.
It's a big year.
Finally. Right.
Yes, because this was originally scheduled to be happening last year, but then with
stuff.
Yeah. COVID, and then the Bigwood, not being in operation for about a year because they were looking for a new management firm. So this actually worked out really nice for us to move it to 2022.
The timing is perfect for the all-school reunion coming up Summerfest weekend. It will be here. The snow will be gone.
Yes.
June 10th and 11th.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. An all-school reunion, meaning there are going to be so many otters.
Yes.
Otters that look like people running around Fergus Falls.
Right. There's going to be an influx of people because, as you may or may not know, when reunions happen for high schools, it's mostly the people who live out of town who come back to the reunion. The locals who live here all the time feel like they
see everybody.
Yes, yes. So back in 2011, when we had our last all-school reunion, there were 500 people that came. Yeah.
And I would bet there would probably be even more this time around, just because people have been kind of cooped up and not traveling a whole lot and putting things off, and now we've waited.
Yes, and there also happens to be 6 or 7 individual classes that are having get-togethers, whether they're just small because they know people are going to be in town, or like the class of 1972 that's going to have their big 50th. So, I mean, we have all of those people that are coming for their individual class reunions, and then we'll also piggyback onto the all-school, or vice versa, however it works.
So all-school reunion, this is designed for
anybody and everybody, but I will say that the majority of people who come to the all-school are the folks from the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's going to bring a lot of people in town, paired with Summerfest weekend.
I know.
So there'll be a lot of visitors coming to the community. So plenty of entertainment kind of already lined up for the all-school reunion.
Yeah, I kind of did that on purpose.
That's smart.
Back in 2011, you know, I had all these events planned, and it was the middle of July, and it was ridiculously hot.
Right.
Nobody wanted to get out and do anything.
They want to stay in air conditioning.
Stay in air conditioning. And so I'm like, you know what? When we have the next one, we're just going to piggyback onto Summerfest. So thank you, Summerfest committee.
Right.
But this way it gives them a lot of opportunities just to participate in whatever is going on at the Regional Treatment Center or elsewhere around town. And then I do have a few extra things for our alumni sprinkled in. But
yeah, so should we talk about some of those little extra activities?
Sure, and I'm going to read off my list just so I don't forget anything.
Yeah.
But on Friday, June 10th, you not only have Summerfest activities, but we are doing a downtown Fergus Falls mystery tour with Chris Schulke.
Oh, fun.
At 2 o'clock. And then 5:30 for our main event for the all-school reunion weekend. The doors will open at the Bigwood Event Center. We'll have hors d'oeuvres from 6 to 8. And then the band, the Killer Bees, is performing from 8 to 11. And they've been busy around here lately.
Yes, they are very much a local favorite.
Yep.
And
so they're going to play all those fun songs from the 50s, 60s, and 70s that
everyone
people
loves.
Yeah,
everyone
I
loves.
love.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be out there dancing.
Yep. For sure.
And then on Saturday, again, we have Summerfest activities. At 10 o'clock, Chris Schulke is going to do the Lake Alice Cyclone Tour, which I did for the first time last year and found super informational.
Definitely.
We are also going to have an all-staff reunion from 10 to 12 up at Kennedy Secondary School, just in the main entrance there. We've done a retired staff reunion just to get those people back together. But with the all-staff, we thought, why not have current and retired?
Right.
Because a lot of those teachers have worked together over the years. Some of them might have even had them as teachers when they were in school.
Definitely.
So just something informal, and just have an open house. Just stop by when you can. At 1 o'clock, Lance Johnson is going to do an organ concert at the Center for the Arts. And he's just going to be a free will donation, and the proceeds
Mighty Wurlitzer.
Right.
It's amazing.
And then the classes of 1961, 62, 66, 67, and 72 are all meeting at some time during the day on the 11th for their individual class reunions.
That'll be cool.
And then, of course, you have the Summerfest parade at 6 o'clock.
Can you imagine how packed those streets are going to be? It's going to be so cool. It's going to be so busy and so cool. And just Fergus Falls is going to be bubbling over with community pride this summer.
For sure is.
It definitely is.
Yeah, looking forward to it and bringing everybody back and showcasing what we've done in, well, the last 11 years since they might have been here. Or hopefully they've been back sooner, but you never know.
Right, and it gives a chance for people to come back to Fergus Falls and see not only changes within the school district, but also changes within the community.
Yes.
You know, some different projects from the downtown riverfront project to all kinds of new businesses.
Yeah, the breweries.
The breweries. Mm-hmm. They're not going to want to go there. Oh yeah, maybe. You know, got to support those local businesses, right?
Yes, for sure.
You know, we encourage that strongly.
Yep,
so.
And actually to get businesses involved, I have sent out an email, or you sent out an email on our behalf, and then I did put out a social media post too, asking businesses, you know, can you offer a discount or like a buy one, get one, or just a free gift or something to welcome our alumni back so that they know that they're welcomed and appreciated.
Yep.
And so if you have anything that you want to offer, I've only heard from one business so far, but it's early.
Yeah.
You know, you can send me an email or give me a quick phone call and let me know what you want to offer, and I'll get you added to the list so that our alumni know which businesses they should for sure be visiting that weekend.
Fantastic. And it does take some business support to make a big all-school reunion happen. I bet you've got some sponsors that we should...
I do have a few sponsors.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So Minnesota Motor, thankfully, has not volunteered, they were asked, but graciously accepted to sponsor the band.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yep. And of course, they're celebrating their 100 years in business this year, too. So it's a big year for them, too.
It is. It's a big year for a lot of things around town.
It is.
Yeah. We have Otter Tail Power, who is sponsoring the venue, so the Bigwood Event Center for our event on Friday night.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then to cover the cost of food, we have Service Food Market, Dorn & Company, Lake Region Healthcare, and Nelson Auto Center. So thank you to those businesses for helping out with that expense. And then for the all-staff reunion on Saturday, the Edward Jones Fergus Falls Advisors have footed the bill for that.
Well, that's fantastic. It does take a community to make these things happen, and we are just thrilled to welcome so many alumni back to Fergus Falls. We encourage them to, you know, come and visit, you know, check out the community, and maybe they want to stay. Maybe they want to move back to the Fergus Falls area. We can help make that happen. I think they're just gonna have so much fun. They'll be like, You know what? We should move back.
Right.
We love
And then
that.
maybe they can bring, their children and grandchildren, or
Absolutely.
maybe they want to move back because their children and grandchildren are here. Or
Exactly.
just trying to be helpful.
Yep. It takes a community to make all this stuff happen. Well, lots of activities going on, and of course, the 544 Foundation, your work isn't done once a reunion is finished. No, you've got a big golf tournament coming up in July, too.
Yeah, so we have the all-school June 10th and 11th, and then a golf tournament July 8th. So 2 big events in less than a month.
Yep.
So I'm going to check out for the rest of the summer.
If Mindy seems a little frazzled somewhere in there, that would be why. But the Legends Golf Tournament is such a great fundraiser for the 544 Foundation.
Yeah, and actually for the golf course too. We split the proceeds, but there's equal work that goes into making this happen. So Friday, July 8th is actually our 8th annual. And our honorees this year are Daryl and Amy Evevold, and then Denny Roars. And again, it's just people who have been involved in the golf course and the school district, really, and just doing good things and, being good stewards of whatever the golf course is providing. And
fantastic people.
They are.
It's a great tournament. I hear rave reviews every year about it.
Thank you.
And I bet there are ways that businesses can get involved with that too.
Yep.
And community members.
So at the end of the month, the Legends Committee is going to be meeting again, and then we're going to be dividing up our past whole sponsor list and businesses who have donated prizes for our raffle. So don't be surprised if one of the committee members comes and asks for something. But so appreciate all of the past support that we've had. And one of our committee members said, we're going to need to postpone the tournament this year because there's still going to be snow in July. No, usually our golf tournament is like hot and humid, mid-90s.
Yep.
So the last of the snow will just have melted the night before and we'll be good to go.
That would be amazing if that were the case.
I really hope not.
It'll be fantastic. And the golf course is such a great facility.
Yeah, and then they have
there too.
The new restaurant that's out there, so we're looking forward to working with them and having them provide our supper for that night.
Yeah, Palmer's Restaurant will be opening at the golf course, and again, great things to look forward to in the summertime. We encourage businesses to roll out the red carpet, roll out their welcome when it comes to all those otters coming back into town for the all-school reunion, June 10th and 11th.
Right.
And if folks have questions on the all-school reunion, Mindy, how do they get in touch with you?
So you can either email me, 544foundation@fergusotters.org. You can call 218-998-0544, extension 9206. You can look at our latest newsletter.
Yeah.
Or you can go to our website, 544foundation.org, and the complete schedule and ways to register are on there.
Fantastic. And of course, great way for folks to stay connected with what's going on in Fergus Falls, whether they live here or whether they live somewhere else around the world.
For sure.
Well, congratulations on a great lineup of events for the summer that are going to happen.
They are.
We're very excited to bring all those otters back to town.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Mindy. We'll be back after a little break.
Digital Dilemmas presents
Platform 9 and no signal. Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me if my Wi-Fi signal will pass through that wall?
Pass through that wall? Think you're being funny, do you?
dense building materials like concrete and brick can affect the Wi-Fi signal between router and device, causing slow speeds and intermittent connections. For consistent signal strength, it's best to place your router in a central location, away from thick walls. Stay tuned for more digital dilemmas.
Well, welcome back to Find It in Fergus Falls. I want to thank our guests today, Grant Davenport with Davenport Insurance and Mindy Fuder with the 544 Foundation. Well, if you'd like to find out more about their organizations or events that are going on in the community or job postings or hot deals, check out the Chamber's website at fergusfalls.com. We're the source for all the local information. I'm Lisa Workman. This has been Find It in Fergus Falls, and we'll see you again next week.